Each one of these units sounds different. That's the thing about the 1176s, the LA3s and the LA2s. They all sound different. So the real tricky part was going through them all and finding the character that worked to make the one plugin for each one. And I think it was great to have, since I have a pretty good variety of them all, that when we scoped them all out, tested them all out, and tried them all, that we said, well, this unit's, this unit's attack is really good, but this unit's release is really good. This unit's distortion might be too much, and this unit doesn't really distort enough. Because part of the character really is kind of the distortion, is the attitude it adds. So these are devices that it was just the perfect thing to make a plugin from, because everybody who has them feels the same way about, they're all different. Some are great, some are bad. We'd love to have one that we could start with on the way in and have it always sound great. Time is kind of your enemy with the old gear. And by modeling them while they're still like in their heyday, they're still really having a sound, is you're modeling something that A, they're not gonna make anymore, and B, it's something that's not gonna improve, and it's gonna be harder to get it kind of when it still has a vibe. I mean, these old compressors that have been around 40 years, if you rebuild them and wire them to fix them up so they'll work, they're not gonna have that thing that they had. So with all this old gear, by modeling it now, we almost make a timestamp of it so we can have that tool tucked away. We can still have the old gear, we can still limp it along probably for 100 more years, whatever it takes, but it's not gonna be still original. A lot of these things are kind of still original, and the capacitors have dried out. That's part of the sound. So really after a while, it's like a Fairchild. I mean, if you don't model it soon, you're never going to be able to model it because its heyday's over. So let's go to a plugin we haven't touched on yet, which is the LA3s. My first favorite place I found for LA3s was acoustic guitars, because they're pointy and spiky and they never seem to fit in the mix, and some limiters just don't do it. And acoustic guitar is used a lot. So, and in rock songs, you kind of want to have them driving and loud without, being real small and glassy. So let us look at the track and find what the acoustics are, and let's solo those up and hear what those sound like with our LA3A plugins on them. I listen to the acoustics and I'm like, wow, those really groove and feel good to me, and they have the sustain. Let's hear it without the plug-in, and let me be surprised how they really are. You could play the mix now with those acoustics in. Let's just play a piece and see how clear they are in the mix.
All the trials that we're facing, if we don't give up hope, then we've made it. Every wall that we climb, we get stronger inside. Can't you hear what I'm trying to say?
So what I noticed is that before, I would only, if I didn't have the LA3s on it, I would only kind of just hear the peak of the acoustic just popping out. Because as you notice with the rock song, that acoustic guitar may only have a really small parking spot. How about like a motorcycle spot? He can only squeeze his car into the tiniest parking spot so you can actually hear him. So that's the part of the thing that makes it exciting, is that you can actually find a space for him so you hear him and he doesn't eat up valuable parking for drums, vocals, and other guitars. So I hear his whole texture now when we use the LA3 on him.